Welcome to Techstars Montréal AI Demo Day. We're so happy to have you with us today.
We would much prefer being in a venue with you all in downtown Montreal. Sadly, whoever wrote the script for 2020 had a very different idea in mind for us all.
So we can't be on a stage. It also means we don't have to be on a stage. We decided to leverage the video format to present companies in a slightly different way. For this live stream, we challenged all 10 teams to record a short video to present what they're working on. These videos focus on the problems they tackle and the products they're building. Before we start showing the videos, we wanted to share a bit of information about our program and highlight the contribution of our partners and mentors. For those of you who are new to Techstars, Techstars is the worldwide network that helps entrepreneurs succeed. To date, we've run more than 200 accelerators, like this one in Montreal, having helped and invested in more than 5,000 founders. That all adds up to a market cap of roughly 29 billion, which, according to Crunchbase, makes Techstars the #1 investor by volume.
We would like to thank our global network partners. In addition to their perks offered to founders, they get involved in the program, sharing their valuable expertise. We also want to recognize the 120 mentors who gave their time to help founders. These mentors include experienced entrepreneurs, technical experts, investors, and startup leaders from Montreal and beyond. It's a privilege to count on the support of such an eager group of men and women that truly embody our Give First mantra.
Our company selection focused on 3 core teams: core AI, democratization of AI, and AI infrastructure. After interviewing hundreds of founders, we ended up with a selection of 10 companies coming from France, Portugal, India, and of course Canada.
We were actually able to meet some of them in person, even some of the teams in Europe, as we traveled there last March on the very last week before confinement started in Quebec.
Doing this program virtually was a challenge, one we would have gladly avoided, to be honest. But now that we're wrapping it up, and I'm looking at the progress of the companies in the last 3 months, I have to admit it's as impressive, if not more, as the one of the last 2 years.
Let's watch the profile videos. The team had fun doing them. We hope you're gonna have fun watching them.
We will be live in the chat of the stream along with the founders. Feel free to chime in, comment, ask questions as the videos are playing. See you soon.
Why Data is for data scientists a way of automating their most tedious, repetitive, and time-consuming tasks,
while leveraging tools such as labeling and synthetic data generation. They can focus on what they like the most, building models that deliver value for the business.
Data processing, probably 90% of my time. cleaning up the data every time it's refreshed is painful.
Getting data clean and ready to extract business value.
That's why we offer the first data experimentation platform for autonomous data science teams that allows businesses to have the needed tools to shape their data into the right insights. Automation and improvement is the key to achieve the next level of AI.
We simply don't have enough data to work with.
Missing data is always a nightmare.
There's never enough.
Data scientists can start focusing on building models rather than bureaucracy or data cleaning. This means that they will deliver results and not excuses.
Not enough to develop models.
Missing values, inconsistencies, incorrect labels.
Poor data can be translated in revenue losses for the business. A wrong prediction is enough to set customer dissatisfaction or miss a fraudulent event.
GDPR had a huge impact.
I can't access other departments' data.
Why data is for them a way to access data and put it to work, even if its quality was not good enough. You know, just like oil, you need to refine it first before putting it into your car.
The future of AI starts with the right data.
I truly think neurolytics is going to revolutionize youth sports.
Clinicians do have difficulty diagnosing concussions. The diagnosis of concussions is very subjective. For young patients, a concussion can cause considerable problems over their long-term brain development. The neurolytics approach relies on taking a blood sample from a finger prick, sending it to a central lab, and measuring molecules that change after a concussion. Those same molecules return to normal during the recovery phase. It takes a guessing out of concussion diagnostics.
It's great because concussions go undiagnosed. That's the problem.
The neurolytic blood test not only diagnoses concussion with accuracy, it also helps the recovery phase through repeated blood measurements. The neurolytics blood test can be administered by a medical professional, but it can also be administered by a parent, coach, or trainer. Neurolytics is on course to having our product widely distributed over the next few years to help protect youth athletes.
Our motto is brain health for the next generation, and we truly believe that.
When you're ready.
Sure. I'm Yassine Achiar, and I'm co-founder and CEO.
Good.
My name is Yassine Achiar, and I'm co-founder and CEO of Wiseer.
I think the first time I heard about Wiseer was in May 2020, when they got this $200,000 government-backed funding only 9 months after the creation.
We removed the need for clumsy hardware to measure brain activity and enabled earphone makers to integrate this biosensing solution into their trendy, tiny devices.
Oh, the early days of Wiseer. I think I must have something here. At Wiseer, we build a top-notch biosensing solution for earphone makers that are looking for an edge on the market. Our AI algorithms read your brain and facial activity to give you touchless and voiceless controls to answer a call or pause your music, for instance. Thank you, Pierrick. And we will soon be able to provide much more advanced controls. Thank you, Pierrick.
With this first use case, we actually managed to close our first deal for $150,000. And we're also talking with Motorola Solutions. Actually, you know what? Let's hear what they have to say.
At Motorola Solutions, we know that first responders need the technology to be intuitive and intelligent to allow them to remain eyes up, hands-free, and focused in any situation. To allow our first responders to keep their eyes up on what's happening while obtaining the critical information they need to help protect our community, We were very happy to test Wiser's solution internally as part of our hackathon, and we are looking forward to seeing what can be done together with Wiser in the near future to enhance hands-free command triggering.
E-commerce is very competitive. Stores need to move fast and have the right messaging to stand out from the rest. But crafting the right messaging often becomes repetitive.
Syntax IQ is a seamless solution that takes your product image and generates messaging tailored to your brand. From product descriptions, TikTok ads, Instagram posts, and more, generating in seconds. All your customers have many interests, so why not match the messaging to what they like?
We're made up of former e-commerce merchants who've sold through these different marketing channels. We've felt the stress of the exploding amount of messaging needed, but the inability to meet it. We want to be able to enable brands, big and small, to be more productive and communicate better with their customers. It all starts with a product as a seed. The combination of computer vision and natural language generation come together to create one brand voice for stores at scale for over 12 different marketing channels. Stores can build and grow stronger relationships with their customers by planning the product's messaging journey.
At Troj AI, we're very excited by the prospects of artificial intelligence deployments and what it can mean to productivity and to our society. There are unique challenges to protecting artificial intelligence, and that's because AI pipelines hang outside your traditional cybersecurity perimeter.
We're seeing a lot of risks emerging today around AI, issues around explainability, bias, privacy. Where Troj AI plays goes a level deeper, where AI is actually hackable.
We have a particular concern with the security of AI, protecting it from adversarial actors.
One of the examples that we use to illustrate the hackability of training data is if someone were to access your data, say for an autonomous vehicle, and took a subset of stop signs and drew a yellow square on each stop sign and flipped the annotation to read speed limit sign. When that data gets trained into the model actually has what's called a Trojan attack embedded in the model that can be enacted in the real world simply by putting a sticky note on a stop sign and fooling an autonomous vehicle into speeding up when it should in fact stop.
Artificial intelligence is being used increasingly for mission-critical systems and decision-making in all kinds of sectors. But AI is vulnerable to adversarial attacks in ways that can't be protected by traditional cybersecurity methods.
Alors, on est très fiers de vous voir ce soir se joindre à nous for this third edition of the Techstars AI cohort for the Montreal Accelerator. We've been so amazed by all the companies we got to meet over the last 3 years, all these applied solutions, and the mentors from the ecosystem in our International AI Hub just joining and helping founders make the most of their ideas and getting them to the world.
We believe that whales and humans can coexist in healthy and profitable ways, and we create the tools to make that possible. Whale Seeker is exciting to me because it's an opportunity to put together a team of experts ranging from biology to software to artificial intelligence.
It's at the crossroads between AI, software engineering, and biology. Everybody has to work hand in hand to get this challenge solved.
It is very important and interesting to me to be part of a solution where we can push forward our ability to detect and study whales.
I started Whale Seeker because as a biologist, I had the opportunity to analyze aerial images. And I know firsthand how hard this is to do over and over and over again. Actually, we saw that this problem existed across lots of different industries, and it was a bottleneck for each of them. They all had the same pain point, which was needing access to fast, accurate, affordable image analysis for whales.
Whale Seeker, with their environmental protection mission and their passion and the way they're applying artificial intelligence to save the whales, was the perfect company to work with.
If you take whale identification and tracking, which is a problem common to many coastal and offshore operations, they typically lack the in-house competency to deal with it effectively.
Whale Seeker is the one to solve this problem because technology alone can't solve these problems. Technology needs to be coupled with expert domain experience, and it needs to be rendered in a way so that people can actually use it and that it's meaningful for them. And that's what really matters to us. It's the full package, and we want to address this problem on a global scale and make our solutions available to everybody.
What if brands could drive their growth with 10 times more images for half the price just by using the existing assets? Hi, I am Maxime, CEO and co-founder of Visual AI, and that's what we do. Brands must present super engaging images that will resonate with their audience, images that customers will identify with. Yet producing this content is a hassle, especially for fashion brands who need to organize photo shoots involving photographers, models, stylists, hair and makeup artists in a studio. This process is inefficient and eats up too much time, energy, and money. I think you get the picture.
Generative AI for me is one of the next ways of creating content. It's the ability to be able to change product, models, casting, backgrounds, all of these sorts of elements within photography. If you could do that programmatically or through generative AI, then that's a massive win.
We push the boundaries of image creation by applying generative AI to the world of fashion. After months of R&D on body analysis on generative adversarial network, our unique proprietary technology can now generate high-quality images instantly.
By making it so easy to get a lot more content, brands can focus on what matters most, providing diversity and personalization to their customer experience.
Having the ability to produce content that is truly a good representation of all the different body size and shapes of our customers will be a true added value to the brand.
The capacity to automatically tailor an image to a specific customer will multiply the power of targeting and boost conversions. Generating personalized images at scale is a game changer for digital marketers and advertisers.
Join me to see how visual is changing the way brands drive their growth, one image at a time.
Hi, I'm Vincent van Steenbergen, co-founder and CEO of DeepFlow. For industrial manufacturers who want to increase productivity while ensuring a high level of quality, DeepFlow is a visual inspection platform that saves time, money, and lives. Thanks to its automated defect detection, QA operators are relieved from 95% of their daily inspection tasks, allowing them to focus on the 5% that require deep domain expertise. For those whose job is to ensure a high level of quality, DeepFlow allows them to do it better and faster without having to change the way they work or to learn new skills. That's DeepFlow.
On le voit avec des solutions comme DeepFlow aujourd'hui, on a des solutions d'intelligence artificielle qui permettent de soulager les opérateurs, d'améliorer les performances et qui vont permettre à l'entreprise au final d'avoir un leadership technologique et d'impacter des marchés d'une manière beaucoup plus puissante.
Artificial intelligence is a $200 billion market and one of the most sought-after skills by employers today. According to Tencent, only 300,000 AI engineers exist worldwide, but millions are needed. That's why online courses in machine learning and deep learning are in high demand and very popular among developers. But learning AI is hard. 1. To work on AI assignments, students need to set up a development environment in the cloud. But cloud services aren't fundamentally built to learn AI. 2. Students that don't come from a heavy programming background end up losing hours of time learning the intricacies of the cloud rather than focusing on their code. And 3. Instructors that run these AI courses end up wasting their precious time writing the documentation to set up the infrastructure on the cloud, time that could be used to help students with their assignments. At Nimblebox, we solve that problem. Nimblebox helps set up the infrastructure for AI in just 1 minute and 1 click, so that students can focus on the code and learn AI while we take care of everything else. It requires zero setup and no learning to use it. And the best part is, everything happens right through their web browser. With over 5,000 registered users hailing from Silicon Valley to Asia, we are clocking over $30,000 in MRR. Our goal now is to reach 1 million developers and students that use Nimblebox to learn AI and collaborate on their projects. Join us in our journey to help millions of students and developers around the world.
Today, there's a lot of talk about digital transformation, Industry 4.0, and AI applications in business. The market is flooded with a ton of different consultants and products, so much that it's hard to make sense out of it all. You spend so much time learning about how to make it happen that you start losing sight of why you're even doing it in the first place. In 2018, $900 billion were wasted in failed digital transformation. If you do the math, it's over 70% of all projects that failed. Digital transformation is accelerating in today's world. That's why it's becoming a matter of life or death to perform better, to be more impactful, more sustainable, and more collaborative. With Bridger, any decision maker can assess their digital maturity index. In less than 15 minutes, you can receive learning points as well as recommendations on how you should implement transformation for your own reality and in your own industry. You can also access a marketplace of thousands of qualified suppliers you can connect with in less than 48 hours. We are building a global automated and AI-powered advisory practice for everyone that needs to make sense out of today's business practices, secure their investment, and increase their impact. The world is becoming more digital. Industrial companies should no longer be in the dark. Bridger is here to harness the power of transformation and make your tomorrow brighter.
Bonjour Bruno, it's great to be here.
Good. Thanks for joining us. So we're third year in the program. Techstars came into Canada 3 years ago in Toronto and Montreal in the same year. Curious to see when this got started. How did you see Techstars come in? Where did you hope Techstars would impact and bring a contribution to the ecosystem here?
You know, it's interesting, Bruno. I remember very clearly the moment that we decided to come to Montreal and Toronto, and it's because John Stokes and Sylvain Cal from Real Ventures came down to Boulder and said, we need to have dinner. We knew each other, and he said, we need to have dinner. We need to talk about bringing Techstars to Canada. And as you know, I'm Canadian, I'm from Montreal. And I remember thinking, how can we not be in Canada? You know, we have lots of programs in the US, and We had started at that time to expand. We had programs in certainly in London and Berlin and probably other countries as well. And it was almost felt like an embarrassment that we hadn't been in the country where I was born and raised. And so with the Real Venture folks sort of giving me a little nudge, it didn't take much of a nudge, because I thought, it was an obvious next choice. And the reason it was an obvious next choice is the reason I left Montreal. I left Montreal to go to the States when I was in my early 20s, mid 20s in about 1990. And at that time, Montreal was not a great place for me, in that I was an entrepreneur. And I knew I was an entrepreneur, but I couldn't find my people. I couldn't find the other entrepreneurs in my community. There was no community. And I met some American entrepreneurs who made me an offer. And even though I loved Montreal, it was the city of my birth. I went to McGill. I thought I would live my entire life in Montreal. I realized it was no longer a place for me. And so what's the goal, right? The goal at that time was to create an entrepreneurial ecosystem in Montreal, in Toronto, in Canada, so that future generations of me would have a community and a support system.
And I think we've achieved that. I mean, it's great to see that so many more entrepreneurs aiming bigger and bigger are doing that here. And yeah, I think Techstars has been a big contributing factor to that. So we're 3 years in.
Yeah.
Going to come back next year, hopefully many more years. When you think about the next 3 years, like what do you hope Techstars can continue to bring to our ecosystem, and what can we do?
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you that it's no longer what it was in 1990 when I left, where sort of entrepreneurial brain drain was going to the US. Now I think there's an opportunity to do the exact opposite, right? To be a brain suck, right? To bring other entrepreneurs to what is now a really great, thriving entrepreneurial ecosystem in Montreal, particularly in the area of artificial intelligence. We need to make Montreal the place to go for entrepreneurs from all around the world to be able to congregate and develop their ideas.
Absolutely. I think that's an objective I think we can definitely share. This program can be something that attracts people from outside to come to the city. Well, I appreciate that, David. It's been great to have you on, and looking forward, as soon as the conditions allow us to see each other in person again, to have you come.
So sorry not to be there in person. Because Montreal in December is my favorite thing, but hopefully next year.
Great. Thank you for coming, David. I appreciate it.
All right. Enjoy Demo Day.
We hope you like those videos and are excited about these AI startups as we are.
All investor pitches are now available on demoday.techstars.com. Please go there and watch them, and use the connect button to get in touch with the teams. To all investors in the audience, if you would like a meeting with the team, this is how to make it happen. Don't hesitate to use it if you can make a good introduction to a potential customer or a new hire.
So that wraps up Techstars Montréal AI Demo Day. We'll stick around in the chat here. We invite you to stay with us if you'd like to, or go on the site, watch the pitches, and connect with the founders. Thanks.